okay? You can't play the victim when you're putting yourself in position to be analyzed as the villain with your behavior. Her reaction to that foul by Caitlin Clark was not the reaction of someone who understands this is basketball.
From Caitlin Clark's perspective, she's irritated because the refs missed a call, and she's like, I'm not allowing an easy two. I'm coming over and
fair hard foul. Fair hard foul. And it's a flagrant foul because your intention is to like come down hard.
But when I'm talking about Angel Reese, she can't act.
You came for basketball. What you got was a public execution of the wrong people. Caitlin Clark made a hard-nosed heads-up play. The internet lost its mind, and instead of standing by the game, the WNBA folded fast, but not against the players. No suspensions, no real consequences. Instead, they went after the fans. The league launched an investigation, not into the on-court contact, but into the backlash. Into the noise, into you. It was like watching a league expose itself in real time, because when Clark's name is involved, the response isn't discipline, it's damage control. The WNBA didn't say, here's what happened. They said, here's what you're allowed to feel about it.
Angel Reese acted like a total and complete idiot, and it got called out for it. Over a take foul. Stop it. We all know what's behind this. The sports players, just like any other sport, they're open to criticism.
Trying to debunk her triple-double, trying to debunk Caitlin Clark because Angel Reese lost that damn bad. Like, bro, like, all of this is happening because Angel Reese lost very, very bad, and her fans know the spark,
And by doing that, they didn't just miss the mark. They told every fan who speaks up, we're watching you now. It's not about fairness, it's about optics, about protecting a golden narrative, no matter who gets steamrolled in the process. So if this league is really about protecting players, why does it always seem to protect just one side? Angel, Reese brought the fire. Caitlin Clark played it cool, but only one of them got scorched, and it wasn't the one turning heads. Clark moves like a sniper, calculated, unbothered, unfazed. Reese, she's all fire and feeling, big gestures, big reactions, big presence, two different styles, two essential stars, but only one keeps getting painted as the problem. When the drama peaked, Clark said nothing. She didn't have to. Reese reacted, and suddenly she's out of control, classless, too emotional. But here's what people aren't ready to admit. The league doesn't punish noise. It punishes narrative disruption. Reese makes you feel something, and in a league still fighting for headlines, that's gold. Until it challenges the wrong status quo. Meanwhile, Clark's composure gets weaponized. She's not just applauded, she's shielded. So when the smoke clears and it's Clark's fans getting investigated, ask yourself, was this about player, conduct, or public perception? And if you think this firestorm started with one foul,
people kind of almost treat her like she's a damsel in distress type. But like Caitlin, like you would know this more than me. Like when I watched her play, like she was like the villain. She wanted to be like the shit talker. Like she was a dog. She was gonna be in your face. Like this shit's, you know, everybody remembers Angel for it. But that was, you know, Caitlin was doing it. Wasn't the same way.
You haven't been watching the slow burn behind the scenes. Same move, same energy, different jersey, get completely different reaction. That's not a coincidence. That's the WNBA's double standard in full view. When Caitlin Clark gets booed, it's just fans being fans. But when Angel Reese faces the same noise, suddenly it's harassment. This isn't about keeping the game clean. It's about controlling the story. Let's call it what it is. The WNBA isn't policing behavior, it's policing image. Clark plays tough and it's competitive fire. Reese does it. She's too emotional. Clark stares someone down and she's a leader. Reese does. And people start calling for fines. It's not about sportsmanship, it's about who the league wants front and center. And spoiler alert, it's not the loud, unapologetic black woman who built her fan base without the media's permission. Every call, every headline, every viral moment shows it. One narrative is protected, the other is punished. And when the league had the chance to prove they're unbiased, they fumbled the bag and exposed the whole game. You don't rewrite a statement unless you're caught in a lie. And the WNBA, they scrubbed their words like they left fingerprints. First, it was, we're looking into everything. Then suddenly, plot twist, they're only monitoring social media rumors. Huh? The league basically admitted they were investigating TikToks, not facts, not evidence, memes. This isn't just embarrassing, it's dangerous. A professional sports league with real athletes, real careers, and real consequences took burner account whispers more seriously than the truth. They let viral lies dictate official league policy. One second, it's a press release. The next, it's redacted like a government cover-up. The WNBA had a chance to lead with integrity, and instead they folded to the chaos of internet gossip. It wasn't just a PR blunder, it was a league showing us that optics matter more than honesty. When your official stance is "we're investigating TikTok," you've already lost the plot, but here's the part that stings the most. It wasn't just a bad look, it was a slap in the face to real fans who actually show up. Since when did cheering for your team become a punishable offense? Because apparently in the WNBA, passion has a price.
I didn't want to lowball her. That would be disrespectful.
Caitlin, you don't get to that point maybe after the season.
I did not, unfortunately. Too bad.
Talking about how good it was.
Yeah, this year I will go after this season. Promise you. Get you a review.
Caitlin, what's the excitement level going into the game at Carver this week?
I'm really excited. It should be fun. I can't believe it's already here. I honestly haven't been back to Iowa City a ton since I left a year ago now. So only been back a couple times, once for a football game and once for the jersey retirement. So it'll be fun to get back there, see some of my former teammates and my friends that are there. A lot of my family will be coming, so I know they're excited. I warned everybody, I'm like, there's not air conditioning in Carver Hawkeye, so usually I don't play basketball games in May, so hopefully it stays a little cool in there. I don't know what the humidity is looking like, but we'll see how it goes. It might be a little toasty.
Iowa in May.
Yeah.
Indiana Fever fans booed after watching their star take cheap shots on national TV. That's not chaos, that's called caring. But instead of protecting players or addressing the real heat, on the court, the league clapped back at fans. They didn't punish violence, they punished emotion. You're supposed to feel something at a game. That's the entire point. You boo the bad calls, you ride for your favorite players. But the WNBA flipped the script, acting like raw, unfiltered crowd energy was a threat to the brand. This wasn't about right or wrong. It was about control, about silencing a reaction that didn't fit the corporate image. The fans didn't storm the court, they didn't break rules, they just booed. And for that, they got labeled the problem. It's giving protect the logo, not the people. And that's a wild look for a league that claims to be all about empowerment. But if fan noise gets shut down this fast, what happens when a player actually speaks out? Keep watching. She brought millions to the WNBA overnight, and somehow she's the villain? Make it make sense. Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie. She's a cultural reset, but instead of rolling out the red carpet, the league's treating her like a threat to the vets, to the politics, to the "we were here first" energy, and that says everything about the WNBA's identity crisis right now. You'd think the league would protect the one player who made America tune in, but nope. They're standing by while she gets hacked, dragged, and disrespected on and off the court. Because Clark doesn't fit the mold. She's not here to play the narrative game. She's here to win. And that's uncomfortable for a league that spent years prioritizing brand activism over actual competition. The truth? She's not the problem, she's the proof that women's basketball can dominate the culture, if you let it. But instead of embracing the moment, the WNBA's fumbling it hard. When the league finally had a shot at greatness, they flinched. And the worst part, this might just be the beginning. They asked for drama. They wanted rivalries. What they got? The WNBA putting the hottest story of the season in a chokehold. People aren't ready to hear this, but the league's biggest showdown, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, didn't get celebrated. It got sanitized, wrapped in PR approved speeches, fine print, and penalties designed to kill the vibe. This wasn't just a game. It was a moment dripping with raw energy, controversy, and real fandom. But instead of leaning into the fire, the league smothered it, punishing players, silencing fans, and burying the story under layers of professionalism. Because passion, that's dangerous when it threatens the polished image. And fans, they're expendable if they root too hard or get too loud. So yeah, the WNBA gave us rivalries, but then turned its back on the very drama that could have exploded the league's reach. When a league refuses to embrace its own spotlight, what's left? You won't believe what comes next. But one thing's clear, the WNBA just lost its soul.